Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mackenzie here, your host for Mack and the Movies. Today we continue our series for famed German director Fritz Lang. We started with Dr. Mabuse der Spieler. This installment's film stands as one of the most revered films of the silent era. Before the grand visionaries like Stanley Kubrick, Ridley Scott, James Cameron, and Christopher Nolan, we had Fritz Lang's Metropolis. It is the year 2026. Society is divided into two classes, the wealthy and the laborer. John Fredersen is the overseer of the city. His son Freder spends his days in a pleasure garden, untroubled by the state of the world. One day, a laborer woman, Maria, along with a group of children, visit the garden to show the children the lifestyle the wealthy lead. Before they are ushered away, Freder is smitten with Maria. He leaves the garden to work alongside the laborers in hopes of meeting Maria again. He is shocked at the conditions and strain placed upon the workers. Freder hallucinates the giant machine is the Canaanite god Moloch, an entity associated with human sacrifice. Imagery of dead, naked bodies being fed into a machine serves as foreboding of the evils that would be committed years later in the Holocaust. After an accident, maps are discovered on the bodies of the dead laborers. The maps lead to an underground area where Maria sermons the laborers on biblical scripture. Maria speaks of a mediator who will bring the wealthy and laborers together in a state of socio-economic harmony. Freder sees himself as the mediator. Meanwhile, his father wants a clone of Maria created by Ratwang to replace her so as to ruin her and prevent rebellion. Yet, this plan backfires as the Machine Man clone of Maria incites rebellion and dissent from the working class. Is it too late for the real Maria to set things right, and for Freder to bring peace between the classes? In context of Lang's career, the film marks a low point. Metropolis at the time went over budget, becoming a huge financial failure for Lang. Lang would follow up with a few other silent films, Spies and Woman in the Moon. They also performed poorly at the box office. This gave way for Lang to transition to talkie films, the first of which will be the subject of the next review. Metropolis comes off as a Frankenstein story by way of Karl Marx. We have a world where tensions are building in the lower class towards the wealthy. The film shows the strife of the labor class, trying to keep the city going and working themselves to death in the process. The rich see a chance to sedate the aggression of the laborers. You have a machine created to subdue the class, but ends up creating chaos. The innovation and attention to detail is astounding for a film over 90 years old. You have miniatures, scene dissolves, the iconic design of the Machine Man, the mix of Art Deco. Seeing the overviews of the city, this was the precursor to the likes of Blade Runner's Los Angeles or Tim Burton's Gotham City. The influence of this film on the films often considered the greatest of their genres is undeniable. The cast features a few returning cast members from Dr. Mabuse der Spieler. Alfred Abel plays Fredersen. Rudolf Klein-Rogge plays Ratwang, the creator of the Machine Man. Joining them are Gustav Frolik as Freder and Brigitte Helm as Maria. Frolik and Helm are very much the glamour types you would expect to see in a Hollywood picture of the period. According to the IMDb, Kurt Siodmak has an uncredited role as a worker. He may not be familiar to general movie audiences, but fans of Universal Horror may recognize him as the screenwriter for the classic Wolfman. He was the man who invented the rules regarding this specific figure of horror. In Germany, he was a renowned science fiction writer and was likely in the same social circle as Thea von Harbou, herself a genre writer and the collaborator with Lang on Metropolis. In 2010, I had the pleasure of seeing the quote-unquote complete Metropolis as part of the Buffalo International Film Festival. The film has a soft spot for me because my review impressed festival co-founder Edward Summer so much I got a press pass for the duration of the festival. My first big break as a movie reviewer. Rest in peace, Mr. Summer. Metropolis is a film worth seeing because of the influence that continues to this day. Metropolis was the first blockbuster in the long history of cinema. It is well worth seeing. So far, Fritz Lang is 2 for 2 in the cinema viewings for this series. And that finishes this look at Metropolis. Thank you for watching. Next week we have the first sound film under the direction of Fritz Lang, and the first film featuring the great Peter Lorre from Mack the Movies. M. Until then, this is Mackenzie Lambert for Mack the Movies. Take care, and have a good week.